Where are you coming from? What is your position and how is it connected to evaluation?
I'm based in Jakarta, Indonesia. I currently am on a part-time basis managing the Indonesia office for a research think tank focusing on ICT 4D called the Development Cafe. I also support the USAID mission in Indonesia as a learning and capacity building specialist in a MEL platform. I had been involved in several mixed methods evaluation for forestry and climate change related projects in Indonesia. And I also support capacity building for evaluation methods for USAID mission in Indonesia.
And what was your motivation or expectation for attending the workshop?
Yeah, I think the development world is still at the fringes of fully comprehending and fully harnessing the power of big data and digital analytics. In the future, I think we will increasingly use big data and non-traditional M&E methods like digital analytics. And therefore, I want to be more prepared for that, especially since I come from a heavily qualitative traditional M&E background. So I see the usefulness of combining traditional M&E and emerging technologies such as big data and data science approach in general. So I would like to be able to understand how digital or big data can be processed and analyzed, and what sort of development related big data projects or evaluation exists, what tools and what methods can be used to analyze big data. And lastly, from this workshop, I hope to be more aware of further resources out there to take my learning to the next step.
And what's your impression of the didactical approach of the workshop?
Yeah, I think it's appropriate, and I'm very impressed with the wealth of knowledge and experience of our two main trainers, Claudia and Callum. They answered most of our questions readily, and even if they don't know the answer, they would at least know where the resources where we can find more information about it. And it was not easy, I think, to give tutorials on something that some of us might have, varying skills. And I think they've done a marvelous job at it. Yeah. And the texted and tutorial, our studio tutorials went very smooth, I think.
Great. And finally, what was your highlight of the week?
Yeah, I think definitely texted and the RStudio tutorials were very enlightening to me, and the lightning talks were very inspirational, to understand what are some of the more innovative projects out there, methodologies that are being used. And lastly, I think the breakout groups were also very nice, because we get to meet our fellow colleagues and discuss on more in-depth topics and get to know each other better.